Well, Gary, a very, very frustrating afternoon, a very disappointing afternoon, and I imagine one where you think if we had taken our chances, we really would have won that game.
Yeah, very much so. You know, it's a frustrating day. There's no doubt about it. We had several good chances, had the ideal opportunity to go in the lead, and of course we haven't taken that in respect to the goalkeeper saving a penalty. And you know, it was a game that we were certainly in control of throughout, and probably had 75-80% possession on the day over the 90 minutes. But goals win games, and we had several very, very good chances to score today. And you know, decisions get made in games at important times. They go for you, go against you. But we've had our opportunities today. We haven't taken them, and you know, all credit to Maidenhead. They've battled well, and they've got a goal in respect of a penalty. You know, it's always hard when you see it quickly, and you know, it seemed to where I was 6 of one, half a dozen the other. But you know, he's given a penalty. But before we brushed ourselves down, we were 2-0 down, and you know, I think everybody in the crowd of over 1,700 were absolutely, you know, stunned in respect to that. But you know, we've got a situation now that you know, we've got to be strong, we've got to be able to handle it, and at the end of the day, if there's any time or players have got to show character, it's now. And I think that you know, a lot of it's now basically down to the position and the situation that people can turn around and say it was ours to lose before today. It's a case of at the moment that we're sitting there in pole position. Dartford have done brilliant, going superb and pushing us, and other teams now are getting a great deal of belief behind. But one thing's for sure, that if there's any time that we were going to ask questions of football players and see certain things in their, you know, makeup of how they're going to respond, it's certainly now.
And you mentioned those decisions. I mean, certainly in the first half, I was amazed that the Maidenhead keeper wasn't red carded, because the referee awarded a penalty and Paris looked to be the last man. So, you know, you've got to ask why perhaps the decision was given like it was. But you would have put your money, wouldn't you, on Jack King dispatching that and then going 1-0 up at half time?
Yeah, you know, players have opportunities to turn around and score, and you know, Jack will be disappointed, and you know, but he's took responsibility. We don't have a problem with that, of taking the penalty, and the goalkeeper saved it. But at the end of the day, we had several chances after that as well. You know, a situation where everyone thinks, well, Jack King's missed a penalty today, it's cost us. As I said, Jack will be disappointed, but we had several chances to win the game, and on another day we probably got 6 or 8 all day long. You know, we had that many clear chances, see him kicked off the line, hit the post, go around the goalkeeper, put in the side, and we had several chances. But you know, and I know in any level of football, that if you don't take your chances, the other team know it's their lucky day, and they get a little bit more belief and grow in confidence. You get a little bit frustrated, lose a little bit of discipline, and we got punished. And you know, you've got to turn around and, you know, stand up and be strong about it in every way now. And we've got a lot of work to do, there's no doubt about that, because it's a case of now that everybody's chasing us now. But I won't swap our position, and I keep saying that, but we will have a situation now that I think that lack of discipline recently, that's all I'd say, on the field of play has cost us dear. And it will be a case of now that, you know, I'm sure that 1 or 2 things will happen over the next short period of time.
And it must be a concern, Gary, that the goals seem to have dried up a little bit. I mean, I know before Christmas we were sort of scoring goals for fun, and we were creating lots of chances, and yes, we talked about having chances today, but they weren't taken, and perhaps apart from Paris, nobody else quite looked as though they had that belief that they were going to score today.
Well, no, I agree with that. I think that Paris has coming back from the hamstring injury, done very well today, worked very, very hard, put so much in, and yeah, I think that's a fair statement. Right? You know, we have players who go through a barren spell, and it's a case of, you know, you have to turn around and stick with players. But I think that when you look over a period of time recently, we haven't got enough goals, and you have to turn around and now sit down and have a good serious think about the next plan going forward in respect of, is the time right to either fetch 1 or 2 players in, which I think we will have to do to push us on the right direction.
And a couple of hard games probably coming up again. We've got Havant at the weekend and I believe Shorten at home in the Surrey Senior Cup on Tuesday.
Yeah, like, you know, we've got the Cole Shorten game on Tuesday, of course, first of all, and then we're prepared for the next league game. But like I say, it's a case now that, you know, you don't take anything for granted, but we've had a couple of rude awakenings recently, and we've got to respond the right way. And as I say, we'll be determined to get it right starting Tuesday straight away.
And presumably the final message to the fans presumably is don't panic.
I know you can't panic at the end of the day. I know there's concern there, you know, but you've got to give credit to Dartford, and you've got to give credit to Trace Impact, who, you know, are hanging in there and the best way they can. But Dartford have been on a great run. They've turned them games in hand where we had the points on the board, where we'd played certainly more games than then. They've turned around now and turned them games into hand into points, and they've put themselves in a strong position as well, where they believe they can, you know, catch us. But, you know, as I say, it's a case where we are now. We've hit that little spell where, you know, recently it's not been flowing the way it was, and certainly up to Christmas or early January.
And, you know, looking at Dartford, they're sort of in a similar position to what we were in last season, where we were sort of chasing. And if you like, the pressure is off you, isn't it? You haven't really got too much to lose. So perhaps now the gap is narrower, you know, one will see what they're made of.
Well, as I say, like, you know, you've got to look after your own house, and we've got to do our own house first. But like I say, we can't rely on other people's results. We've got to do our own job. But I'm confident that you know, we'll still be there at the end. I'm confident of that. But as I say, nothing can be taken for granted. We've seen that, and the lead has been, you know, whittled down to where it is now. It's certainly making it very interesting, that's for sure.
Lovely, thank you very much, Garry.
Cheers.